4 players on Liverpool January transfer radar including Michael Ollis. Liverpool suffers transfer blow as Virgil van Dijk replacement hopes dashed. Arne Slot makes Mohamed Salah admission after dropping out of Liverpool team. Now details. As the January transfer window approaches, it's believed Liverpool is exploring potential deals that could help restore its former success under Arne Slot. This comes after a summer of major upheaval, which brought in several high-profile signings, though at substantial cost. The price wasn't purely monetary, as the arrival of new players appears to have upset the team's equilibrium. While strengthening the defense might be a priority, given the backline's fragile appearance, there's also persistent talk about potential forward signings. Liverpool's reshuffled attack hasn't quite clicked yet, and whispers of possible additions in wide areas hint that there could be activity in the winter market. Antoine Semenyo is one name being linked with the Reds, and his £65 million, $85.6 million, release clause could facilitate a quick deal. However, it appears there are 4 other players on Liverpool's watch list who could further enhance the team's forward options. According to Bild, the Merseyside club is weighing up Michael Ollis, Kenan Yildiz, Rodrigo, and Iliman Ndiaye as potential targets in the coming weeks. This certainly showcases the quality of player Liverpool is eyeing those who can make an immediate impact and still have plenty of their prime years ahead. Ollis made a significant mark during his time at Crystal Palace and has continued to shine since his move to Bayern Munich, notching up 29 goals and 34 assists in 76 appearances for the German team. While landing Ollis seems a tall order for Liverpool, the remaining 3 names on the club's shortlist could be more within reach if the right offer comes along. Former Sheffield United star Ndiaye has shown considerable talent since joining Everton, and while he's an appealing prospect, the Merseyside rivalry makes such a transfer highly unlikely. The last direct switch between the clubs happened way back in 2002. Real Madrid's Rodrigo has been the talk of the town recently, with doubts over his playing time in an attack that includes Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. in his favored positions. The financial implications of such a transfer remain uncertain and could pose a significant challenge to navigate in the January window. As for Kenan Yildiz, the 20-year-old has carved out a regular spot in Juventus' first team, and with an impressive tally of goals and assists already under his belt, he certainly looks like a promising long-term investment. It remains to be seen whether any of those 4 will face closer examination in January, as Liverpool is in dire need of a fresh impetus. The Reds are 9th in the Premier League table. Liverpool suffers transfer blow as Virgil van Dijk replacement hopes dashed. Liverpool's quest to secure a long-term successor for Virgil van Dijk has suffered a setback after Newcastle's transfer chief Ross Wilson announced that Sven Botman will be presented with a fresh contract offer. The Reds are actively seeking a new centre-back following Van Dijk's concerning drop in form. After missing out on Mark Guéhi during the summer, they have been reportedly interested in Dutch defender Botman, whose Newcastle deal expires in just 18 months. But the Magpies are resolved to retain their prized assets and are readying new proposals for both Botman, who has also caught Chelsea's attention, and Manchester City target Tino Livramento, having already secured Sandro Tonali with an extended deal. As quoted by Chronicle Live, Newcastle's sporting director Ross Wilson said, "My first 3 or 4 days in the job was when I found that Sandro's contract situation was significantly better than the one I was expecting. My first days were about analyzing contracts. Where are we? Where are we strong? Where are we weak? Where have we got issues? It's no secret at all that we would want to extend Tino's contract, and we would want to extend Sven Botman's contract too. Those discussions are ongoing. Some discussions are more difficult than others, but the desire would be to keep those players. Will they agree to those contracts? At the moment, I think it's too early to say." As the January window approaches, Wilson also addressed Newcastle's recruitment strategy for 2026, though he confirmed that no major decisions have been finalized internally as he awaits discussions with Eddie Howe regarding the Toon boss's requirements. The former Rangers chief explained, "Basically, where we're at right now is that Eddie and I haven't spoken about what January looks like in terms of incomings. What we've talked about is what the thoughts are about the squad right now." Where's his head at with the squad we've already got? How does that look? How does he feel about that, the shape, the size of it? Individuals? That's what we've spoken about up to now. The scouting work is always ongoing. So, the guys are doing loads of work with that all the time. Newcastle splashed out around $330 million last summer after enduring a series of barren and PSR-restricted transfer windows. Nevertheless, despite their enormous summer outlay, there are no major constraints facing the upcoming transfer window. Wilson continued, "Can we spend in January? I think it's fairly obvious to everybody, given the level of club spend in the summer, that we're not going to do that again in the winter window as well, for a variety of reasons. But if we want to spend, we can. Of course, we'll be creative, of course, we'll be opportunistic as well. But probably the most important thing is that it would have to align with what the summer plan looks like, which is the bigger squad plan. All of those conversations are ongoing. We'll have the ones about where Eddie sees the need in the squad, if at all. But for now, the conversations have been, what have we got? What do we think about what we've got? Where do we see this? Then let's see how that fits into January and the next part of the conversation." Arne Slot makes Mohamed Salah admission after dropping out of Liverpool team. Arne Slot has said he is not surprised by the talk and media spotlight that has surrounded Mohamed Salah since he has dropped out of the Liverpool team. Salah has been relegated to the bench in the last 2 games, the first time in his Liverpool career that the winger has been named as a substitute for consecutive matches. He was introduced at halftime in the midweek draw against Sunderland, and whether he will start at Leeds United on Saturday will no doubt dominate the pre-match build-up. That has been the case in the aftermath of the last 2 matches, with speculation increasing that he could even leave Liverpool this summer. But Slot said he is not surprised at the media reaction in recent days. Speaking in Friday's press conference, the Dutchman was asked if he can understand why Salah has been such a major talking. Of course. Maybe he even deserves that because has been so influential for this club, for me and for his teammates, he replied. It's completely normal that if I don't play players who have just arrived at the club we are already talking about it. So it's completely normal that people talk about it when he isn't playing. Every player is in my mind to start because we have so many good players and Mo has been such an exceptional player for us. Slot added, when quizzed on whether Salah could feature at Leeds, he is always in my mind to either start or come in. Should Salah remain on the bench this weekend, it will only further heighten the talk and intrigue surrounding the Egyptian. Jamie Redknapp predicted that the ongoing saga won't end well, while Virgil van Dijk said after the Leeds game that no one's place is safe in the team. That's always been the case, the Liverpool skipper insisted. It's not like you have unlimited credit, everyone has to perform. Mo has been doing that, but the manager made that decision in the last 2 games. We all want the best for the club. I am pretty sure Mo will still be a big part of what we are trying to achieve because he is an amazing player, and he has shown it consistently.